We're back with Zakaria Sosion as well as Dr. Mbae, and the conversation that we have started with is on the question of education in this nation and what it would take for us to get it right. And now that we say the train has left the station, we are at that space of the competency-based education, away from the competency-based curriculum and away from the 844 system. Yes, Dr. Mbae, you speak of just how the president committed to set up a team to look into the matters that were raised by the people and to even establish others and, advise him, and that he would wake up and decide not to follow on this advice. So Sion here acknowledges that indeed they gave as much advice as possible, but the then regime perhaps did not focus much on picking some of these advices. So what are we telling Kenyans? We might as well say that it is all done and dusted and that we just live by it, even though it's a sword?
No, I'll tell you this, because we are here and we are going to January and we have to move on this life. First of all, it's agreed that we all agree. So let's not go back too much to say, oh, it was bad. We advised it when it was being done by Uhuru Kenyatta. We have all agreed it ought not to have come at that time because a lot of work ought to have been done. That one is agreed. But here we are, 4 years later, and we are saying, you have asked a question. How comes when the president put up this team, they made recommendations. 4 years later, they are not yet bringing it. Actually, we are going back because the issues like GSS, the issues like capitation, those are issues that we should not be discussing about, by the way. The issue about funding education system it's not something we should be discussing. That one was started by Mwai Kibaki. It was supported by Uhuru. It ought to have continued, but we are drawing back the gains. So what are we saying? You have asked a question, why? For the same reasons all other systems are failing in this country. For the same reason, healthcare is not working. For the same reason, we have problems with public debt. There is a problem of governance in this country. And leader, you know me as a leadership and governance. I speak purely on policy matters. There is a problem from all sectors. People who have learned in this government, they say they have many years on political experience, that plus, from 1982, but very little on governance, respecting systems and structures and procedures. That is a big problem in Kenya today. We need leaders who understand government, who understand listening to civil service, to the people from specific sectors. Listen to them. Don't come with your own that this thing has to work this way. I cannot fund this thing. Who takes money from capitation? Whoever takes money from free education? Who does that in this world? Education is an equalizer. That is what we need to do. Like yesterday, I was somewhere, and this guy was saying, I have 2 kids going to JSS. He has no idea how he's going to fund it.
And most of the parents have no idea.
The failure of Kenya today is a failure of lack of capacity to govern.
And in less than a minute, or perhaps in a minute, Sosion, I want you to close on this debate.